A very good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you joining us today for our Eureka Public Forum on the anti bullying campaign. Theme Empower, Educate, and Bullying. My name is Amuda, Doctor of Tirumurugan, and I'll be your moderator for today's section. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on why we are here. Bullying isn't a small issue, it's something that silently affects many students and even adults in different ways. Whether it's verbal, physical, or even online, the effect can be long lasting. Some victims carry the pain for years, and sometimes we don't realize how serious it is until it's too late. That's why this discussion is so important. The theme Empower, Educate, and Bullying reminds us that change begins with awareness and action. To empower means giving victims and bystanders the confidence to speak up. To educate means understanding what bullying really looks like and how it handle it. And ultimately, our goal is to end the cycle through empathy, support, and shared responsibility. This forum isn't just about talking, it's about rethinking how schools, families, and communities can work together to make every environment safer and kinder. We are honored to have a panel of incredible speakers who bring different experience and insights into today's topic. First, we have Miss Jessica, a school counselor who has worked closely with students facing emotional and behavioral challenges. She will be sharing her perspective on identifying early signs of bullying and how counseling support can make a difference. On next, Miss Wong, a school teacher who believes that prevention starts in the classroom. She will be talking about how teachers can create a culture of respect and empathy among students. Then we will be hear from Miss Sham, an NGO representative dedicated to youth empowerment and community awareness. She highlighted how organizing and communities can collaborate to stop bullying beyond the school walls. And finally, we have Miss Emilia, an education officer, who will explain how educational policies and school system can support anti-bullying efforts in a structured, sustainable way. Let's begin our discussion by hearing from Miss Jessica. Miss Jessica, as a counselor, what have you observed about the emotional and psychological effects of bullying on students? And how can students identify these issues before they escalate?
Hi everyone, good day and a warming welcome to all of participant respectful speakers and teachers, students and a guest. I'm a Miss Jessica. I'm a counselor and I'm truly honestly to be a participant of this important forum organized by UNITAR. So today we have a gathering with one purpose to stand and need to raise out, say louder and clear, stop bullying. Bullying is not just a normal part of growing up. It's a serious and affect to a person confident, emotionally and safely. They are very effectively. Okay, whatever it's happened face to face or online, in school or online space, many youngers people are silently and struggling with this affair to speaking up. If I not one of will understand that counselor, as a counselor or teacher, I'm a friend. It's our responsibility to show that them are not alone. Okay, standing a bullying. Bullying comes in many forms. Example, hitting, pushing. Some more. What are the else? Just AJ also. It will be we call that bully also, naming, calling, yeah, teasing, social exclusions, speaking rumors or cyberbully using social media or message to hurt others. Okay, no matter the form is most important, and impact is really victim of the anxiety, lost focus in schools, and sometimes even double their own worth. But here is a good news. Change being with the harassment of kindness. Empower and bullying at UNITA. Our goals today is not just to talk about bullying, but to be empower everyone here to take action. Believe in your voice. Speak out when you are or someone know it's being bullied. Okay? Learn how to words, act, and action effect. Kind is skill of practice. Together we can build safely schools and online spaces well. Feeling world. Okay? So as a counselor advisor, I want every student to be remind this. You matter, your feelings are worth and they will have available. If you are experiencing bullying, please talk to someone. Don't be quiet. Please can speak out. Okay, voice out. You are trust. Maybe you can trust your teacher. You can trust your parents. Maybe it's with the counselor also. Okay, and if you are witness bullying, don't be a bystander. Be brave to speak out. Not enough to victim quietly. It's not working out when you're quiet. Okay, even simple, are you okay, can make a big difference. Even though your friend, you are seeing your friend is not able to, something is wrong, you just ask him the simple words, are you okay? Sure, your friend will speak out. Okay, so from here, I hope you're understanding. I hope this message for you all to change. Before I end, I would like to everyone take a moment, relax and think and one kind of things you can today. Maybe compliment someone or check in on a friend or simply smile and someone who seems lonely. Okay? And small build big change. Together we can create a culture of you, and I hope today the forum will be open heart and the mind to be an agent of positive changes. Thank you. Thank you so much for your inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Siga. I think many of us overlook those small warning signs until they become something bigger. Now, Miss Wong, as a teacher, how do you promote positive behavior and respect among students, especially when dealing with bullying cases in the classroom?
Thank you to our moderator, fellow speakers, and all who are joining us today for this meaningful public forum on the anti-bullying campaign. As a teacher, I'm honored to share with you some classroom-based prevention methods, everyday approach that can help us create a safe, inclusive, and supportive learning environment. We often say that school is a second home, but for some children, school can feel like a battlefield, a place of fear and rejection. It is our moral and professional duty as educators to ensure that no child feels unsafe within our classroom. Before we talk about prevention, we must understand why bullying happened in the first place. Bullying does not emerge out of nowhere. It often grows from a lack of empathy, peer pressure, power imbalance, and sometimes even the modeling of aggressive behavior in media or at home. When a child bullies another, it's usually a reflection of deeper emotional issue, a need to feel in control or to get attention. Meanwhile, the victims often stay silent out of fear, shame, or the belief that reporting will not help. This silence allowed the cycle to continue. Thus, the classroom must be a safe place for both prevention and healing. Teachers are in a unique position to notice early signs, changes in behavior, withdrawal, or emotional distress, and act before harm escalates. Let us begin with peer support, one of the most powerful tools in preventing bullying. Children are influenced most by their peers. If we can create a culture of kindness and solidarity, bullying can be dramatically reduced. Okay, so here are the some practical strategies. First one, classroom buddy system. So we can pair up students, especially new or quiet one, with supportive peer. Buddies help each other in learning tasks during recess and even in emotional matters. When every child feels seen and supported, there is less room for isolations and bullying. Peer mentorship program is also important. Older students can be trained as peer mentors to guide and support younger ones. These mentors are taught how to identify signs of bullying and how to report or intervene safely. Collaborative learning activities, Kanga strategies, and cooperative learning tasks naturally foster interdependence, teamwork, and respect. When students work together towards shared goals, they learn to value difference rather than mock them. So, classroom appreciation moments is also a must. At the end of each week, allow a few minutes for students to give compliments to each other for act of kindness, teamwork, or effort. This small gesture can normalize positivity and empathy. In essence, peer support transforms bystanders into upstanders, people who will stand up for what is right. The next step is setting clear and consistent classroom rules against bullying. Rules are not just about disciplines, they are about values. Students must know exactly what behaviors are unacceptable and what action will be taken when those boundaries are crossed. Like in my own classroom, I start the year by co-creating a class charter with my students. We discuss questions like what kind of classroom do we want? How do we want to treat one another? What should we do if someone feels hurt or left out? When students contribute to creating the rules, they take ownership and responsibilities for maintaining them. So there are a few examples of effective classroom anti-bullying rules. First, we speak to each other with respect, no insults or name calling. Second, we include, not exclude. For the third one, we report bullying to a teacher or trusted adult immediately. For the last example, we can stand up for those who are being treated unfairly. So, consistency is key. Teacher must enforce rules fairly and firmly. No favoritism, no selective punishment. Students observe fairness closely. When they see justice in action, they learn to trust the system. Even with preventive system, bullying may still occur. In such moment, teachers' intervention become critical. A teacher's response must be swift, calm, and restorative, not just punitive. When bullying is reported or observed, the teacher should separate the student involved to prevent escalation, listen to both sides privately and respectfully, document what happened and report to relevant authorities if needed, guide both the victims and the bully towards reflections and empathy. Punishment alone does not change behavior. Guidance and emotional education do. For instance, using restorative circle allows students to express feeling, understand the impact of their action, and rebuild trust. As teachers, our goal is not to shame, but to teach accountability and compassion. Prevention must also include the teaching of empathy, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. Incorporating social emotional learning into daily lesson helps students understand emotion, their own and others. Activities like role playing, reflective journaling, and discussing moral dilemmas can help them see the world from another's perspective. When empathy becomes part of the classroom culture, bullying has no fertile ground to grow. Teachers cannot do it alone. Anti-bullying effort must extend beyond classroom work. Regular communication with parents is essential. through parents-teacher meeting, newsletters, or digital platform. School can organize workshops on parenting with empathy, cyberbullying awareness, and digital citizenship. Community collaborations with counselors, NGOs, and education officers can provide additional support network for students in need. To conclude, I believe that prevention starts with presence, the teacher's presence, the peers' presence, the community's presence in a child's life. Every smile, every listening ear, even fair decision, these are powerful acts of prevention. So let us remember, a single caring teacher can change the trajectory of a child's life. A single supportive classmate can save another from despair. And a single safe classroom can inspire an entire school to stand against bullying. Together, we can transform our classroom into heavens of respect, kindness, and courage, where every child feels safe to learn, to grow, and to belong. Thank you.
That's a very practical perspective, and I agree that teachers often play a huge role in setting the tone of kindness and inclusivity. Moving on to you, Mr. Sham, from the NGO standpoint, how can community programs help build awareness and empowerment both students and parents to take a stand against bullying?
Good morning to our moderator, fellow speakers, and everyone joining us virtually today. It is truly an honor to be here representing Hope for Youth Malaysia, an organization dedicated to promoting mental health awareness, youth empowerment, and the fight against bullying in all its platforms. At Hope for Youth, we believe that every child deserves to grow up free from fear, shame, and humiliation. Bullying, whether it's happened in a school corridor or behind a phone screen, can leave deep emotional scars. No child should ever feel that they are alone or unheard. Our mission is clear. We educate minds to empower voices and to build safe space where every young person feels valued in their life. Raising awareness is the first step forward change. Every year, our NGO organizes a nationwide campaign called Be Kind, Be Brave. Through school visits, online workshops, and creative competition, we encourage students to take a stand against bullying, not with anger, but with empathy. We remind them what is kindness. It's not weakness. It's a strength with compassion. During our Anti-Bullying Awareness Month, held every October, we host youth art concert and short film project where students express how bullying has affected them. When they share their stories, they heal and they inspire others to be brave too. Beyond awareness, we focus on healing. Many victims of bullying carry silent pains. That's why we created Youth Support Circles, a space where was guided by counselors and peer volunteers where young people can talk, cry and heal without fear of judgment. Sometimes a simple conversation can save a life. We also organize family healing workshops to help parents recognize the signs of bullying and rebuild communication with their children. Always parents often tell us, I don't know my child was suffering, because they won't communicate with their children. That's why we feel awareness must begin at home too. Another project we are proud of is our community safe space centers, open in several states in Malaysia. These are welcoming hubs where you can access counseling, join creativity activities like art, therapy, or simple seen and supported. Because when children feel accepted, they no longer need to express pain through anger and silence. Other than this, one of our inspiring initiatives is the Youth Ambassador for Kindness program. These are secondary school students trained to be peer advocates, role models who promote respect, empathy within their schools. They lead kindness challenges, peer mentoring sessions, and awareness talks. When young people lead change, their voices echo louder than any speech from an adult. Their courage shows that change begins from within the youth themselves. And we also have some partnership and collaborations. We know that fighting bullying requires teamwork. At Hope for Youth, we collaborate with schools, counselors, the Ministry of Education in Malaysia, and local community groups to ensure that support is available from both inside and outside of the classroom. Together, we conduct digital safety workshops, teacher training sessions, and joint awareness forums. Because bullying does not stop when the school bell rings, it also continues in online, where our next effort begins. For example, tackling cyberbullying. Today's young people live in two worlds. One is physical and one is digital, but digital means is a phone. Unfortunately, bullying has followed them into both. Our digital kindness program teaches students to use technology responsibly. We talk about online respect, protecting privacy, and reporting hate comments instead of spreading them. We also offer online counseling sections for students who experience digital harassment, because emotional safety matters just as much online as it does in school. We remind everyone in this meeting, think before you type. Your words carry so much of weight in someone's life. The power of community. At the heart of all our efforts lies the community. We often say it takes a village to raise a child. At the same village must protect that child. Through our community watch program, we train ordinary citizens, neighbors, shop owners, bus drivers to recognize signs of bullying and to respond with care and not blame. Protection does not end at the school gate. It follows every child wherever they go. As a closing message, I want to share, ending bullying is not just a punishment for bad behavior. It's about building good character. It's about replacing fear with understanding and silence with courage. To all students who are listening here today, remember, every kind word you speak can heal someone's heart. Every time you stand up for a friend, you show what real stand look like. Every time you refuse to bully, you became part of the change we all need. At Hope for Youth Malaysia, we will continue to empower, to educate, and to stand side by side with teachers, parents, and communities until every child in this country feels safe, respected, and loved. I want to end my forum by saying a small quote. Together, let's empower. Together, let's educate. And together, let's end bullying once and for all. Thank you. Whoever was listening today, hopefully whatever I shared today will help you in our future.
That's inspiring. It shows how collective effort really can make a difference. Lastly, Miss Emilia, Could you share how Minister of Education supports schools through policies or campaigns to ensure anti-bullying measurements are taken seriously?
Hello, my name is Amelia and I am the Education Officer for our Anti-Bullying Forum. I am also the designer for our event poster. We understand that bullying has been around for decades and it is still one of the most biggest threats to students' mental and emotional well-being. We have seen how bullying does not just hurt one person, but it destroys the entire school atmosphere. It creates fear, isolation, and silence, and the worst part is so many students feel like they have to face it alone. That is why today's discussion matters, because every voice raised against bullying, whether from a teacher, counselor, NGO, or student, can help create safer schools for everyone. Let me take a moment to talk about the poster I designed for this event, which you can see behind me. The bold words, "Stop bullying," are meant to grab attention immediately. The large red handprint behind the word "stop" symbolizes both a warning and a helping hand. It is a call to take action, but also a reminder that we are here to support each other. The background shows a student sitting quietly, looking anxious, and I chose that image to represent the reality from many students that face this problem silently. The shadowed figures at the bottom stand for unity, because real change only happens when schools, parents, and communities work together. The color choices were also intentional. Red for urgency and courage, dark blue for trust and stability. Together, they show both the seriousness of the issue and the hope for change. At the bottom, the slogan "Empower, Educate, End Bullying" sums up our mission. We empower students to speak up, educate teachers and parents to recognize warning signs, and through those steps, we can truly end bullying. As an education officer, I focus on turning these ideas into real, sustainable actions in schools. The Ministry of Education promotes a 3-part framework for anti-bullying efforts: prevention, intervention, and collaboration. First, we have prevention. We encourage schools to create safe, inclusive cultures where respect and empathy are part of daily learning. Teachers are being trained to identify early warning signs like changes in behavior or attendance so they can step in early. Schools are also introducing character education, moral lessons, and peer mentoring programs that promote kindness and cooperation. Second, we have intervention. When bullying happens, it must be addressed immediately and fairly. Schools now have clearer reporting systems so students can talk to teachers, counselors, or even use online platforms confidentially. Both the victim and the bully are guided through counseling sessions to rebuild trust and understanding. Because in truth, some bullies act out of their own trauma or frustration, so we cannot fix the problem by punishment alone, but we need empathy and education. Third, we have collaboration. Schools cannot do this alone. We have seen great results when teachers, parents, and NGOs work together, and many schools now collaborate with organizations that run awareness campaigns and workshops for students. Parents are also invited to seminars where they learn how to detect behavioral changes at home and how to talk to their children about what's happening at school. I believe that education is not just about exams or grades, it is about shaping values, and one of the most powerful values we can teach is empathy. Every small effort counts. Designing a poster, attending a forum, or checking in on a quiet classmate might seem simple, but these are actions that change a culture. For teachers, your influence goes far beyond lessons. The way you handle conflict teaches students what fairness looks like. For parents, you should always listen. Your child seems withdrawn or scared to go to school. That is a big signal that something may be wrong.
And to students, you have more power than you think. Speak up, support your friends, and do not let bullying be normal. You can be the voice that saves someone's confidence or even their life. Let us make our schools places where students can feel seen, heard, and respected. That is what this forum is all about. Together, we shall empower, educate, and end bullying for good. Thank you.
Thank you to all our speakers for such thoughtful and honest insights. Listening to everyone today, I think what stands out is how ending bullying isn't just one person's job. It takes a whole community, teachers, counselors, parents, and students working together with empathy and courage. Bullying might start with unkind words or small action, but the impact can last a lifetime. That's why awareness and compassion must come first. When we empower others to speak up, educate ourselves to understand, and stand united to end bullying, that's when real change happens. On behalf of UNITA, I'd like to thank all participants for joining today's virtual forum. Let's keep the conversation going, both online and in our daily lives, so every student feels safe, seen, and supported. Thank you everyone and have a meaningful day ahead.